Hey guys, welcome back. So today is June the 12th, 2023, and this is Miss Michelle Fix-It, otherwise known as Michelle Fix-It. We are still on our way to the box in the woods. Last I believe I was talking about our day was we got the water heater. We brought that over to the house. Husband Cat was able to get a fair amount of the trash out of Georgetown, which was great because like I had all these contractor bags full of trash. They needed to go bye-byes. And then we did some cleanup, like we had dirty diapers and stuff like that. And then I switched over the loads of laundry. We got squared up, and then he went to Patterson to convalesce and watch the kittens so that I could take Crazy Cat Lady on the Crazy Cat Adventure, which we didn't film and we should have filmed, but then she said she doesn't want to be part of she doesn't want her face to be seen, so maybe she'll warm up to it, I don't know. But she's really cool and you guys would really like her. So we went to Petco, they didn't have the fat cat food. Then we went to PetSmart and we found one that, Izzy, please stop. We did have one, yeah, the children are just like, they're going bonkers, they're tired of being in the car. Charlie is grumbling about being in his car seat, and Izzy is trying to amuse him, and I'm trying to like narrate and get you guys like a little bit of, you know, what did we do today, because we did a lot, and I feel like we didn't do much, but you know, it is what it is. And now I'm trying to check and make sure that that's not the exit that I need here, which it is. Okay, so, he was at the house with the children at Patterson, and he called me and he was like, grumble, 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 how much longer are you gonna be? And I'm like, well, sir, I have to find cat food for Crazy Cat Lady, and we also need dog food for your fancy dog that hasn't made it back to the box in the woods yet. And so hopefully the dog food that we got for Gabby is sufficient, because, you know, even though she was like literally skin and bones when she showed up at Patterson's door, she is a very snobby dog when it comes to her dog food. Zena's dog food is not good enough for her, and she would rather starve herself for a day and a half and not eat any of those terrible Costco bites, because she is not a design on a dime kind of puppy. I don't know if that's a trademark infringement or not, but you know, whatever. So I also had this whole grand idea that since like Husband Cat's truck was special and I just didn't want to deal with it, Dingo, an awesome Baltimore guy, hold on, I'm in a turn, so I can't see how many more minutes it's going to be. I am unsure. I think it's going to be like 20 more minutes, Izzy. So basically,
that's good.
Yes. So I reached out to Dingo because we got the water heater, and I was like, hey, you know, can your cousin change the oil, because like, you know, time money ratio, and like he's cheap and he was really nice. He's got like late 90s, early 2000s Crown Vic, and you know, seems like supermoto with his work ethic and everything like that. Really liked him. He's very nice. And so while I'm trying to get cat food, I'm you know, trying to coordinate with Dingo, with his cousin, and then he was super busy because he's always working, just like I'm always working. So the long and the short of it is, by the time that like I'm almost done with my errands, he's catching up with me. He's like, hey, I'm sorry, I was working on a wall, blah 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 blah, and you know, do you still want to do stuff? And I was like, yeah, cool, that's fine. And so I had to drop off Crazy Cat Lady, and we had to go grocery shopping, and so like she had her stuff, I had my stuff, and then Dingo showed up like literally right whenever I pulled up, and then I was inside for like a second just to see like the painting that Husband Cat had done, because he painted the stairs even though he didn't want to, and he did a fantastic job and I'm super proud of him. And then he was also taking care of Baby Hulk and Fiery Unicorn and getting grumpy with me because he hadn't had any bites, so I like gave him his bites. So I was like, feed yourself, here's bites. And you know, switched out the oil, had great conversation with the guys, because Dingo actually brought like two of his cousins. One of their nicknames was Hood, and then the other one I cannot recall. And then Dingo's cousin His name was Ron, and he's super awesome. And I think it was Deshaun was the other guy, and the other cousin. And so they were all really cool. And like one of them,
Mommy.
hold on, baby. Deshaun actually went to school to be a diesel mechanic. So like he was helping, trying to figure out the 2003 Toyota Tundra, and none of them believed me that it didn't have a dipstick. Even though I was like, look, I literally made a video about the fact that this truck does not have a dipstick, and I went in the thing and talked about like how this truck has to have an intimate relationship with its person and all this stuff. And they're like, no, Bacadas. And I'm like, no. Here's my video. Here's it on the thing. Here's literally a finger being shoved into the transmission housing to check its stuff. And they're like, oh. So all of them, except for Dingo, because he took me at my word, thank you, Dingo, were just like, no, there's no way that this crazy chick that's in a dress that like is getting us to change the oil because she's so busy. Like, you know, I'm making it funny, but like it didn't feel that way, but it sort of felt that way. I'm just saying, like maybe there was a little like bias because I'm a chick. And then eventually we got to the conclusion of like, hey, you know, Michelle's right, which, you know, duh. And then I showed them the Transformer is super special cat, and then her filter is on the top of her engine, and it has a little cubby and stuff, because she is the newest, weirdest car or vehicle, and she's the only car in the fleet actually. And so they were all like, wow, that's kind of weird. I was like, yeah, I know. And like my daddy cat did not like the Transformer. It was like, I don't want to play with this thing. It's like too breakable and too weird all at the same time. So the long and the short of it is we didn't have, or Ron didn't have the tools necessary to be able to do the stuff with the transmission, filter the transmission fluid check and all that stuff. And then the same for the transfer case. But we did go on a little, you know, Tundra adventure together, and I really like him. So as I need oil changes, since he's recently priced and he's super nice, I'm probably going to utilize him at least until I can get back into like personally loving my vehicles. But it was really weird because I was like this fifth wheel that was just kind of out there socializing when I should have been working on the truck. But then I was just so frustrated with the truck at that point. I was like, no, I'm done. And plus I still just can't get over the fact that like you have a truck for 20 years and you don't know that it doesn't have a transmission dipstick. And yes, I know. Auditory stimulus right now is kind of crazy because my children are trying to compete with me on the phone with you guys, but I told you guys in the beginning that this is my life and like it's a little cuckoo crazy, and we're just crazy cats playing a crazy cat game. So after all that whole situation, Ron, the cousin of Dingo, was just like, you know, Michelle, like really like you, you're super cool, but like I don't have the tools, and my children or my sons, or I don't know, sons or grandsons or somebody, like they had stuff to do, and so he was prioritizing the Tundra over me or over the family stuff. And I was like, look, like I tell people all the time, like my number one obligation and responsibility is to being a mom. So like for you, if you're a grandfather or a father, like your obligations are not to me. Like I am a job, I am a task. Doing this stuff with this vehicle is not your top priority unless like you literally need to do the job so that you can put some money on the table for the children. And like if you have stuff to do, I am not going to be personally offended by this at all, because you're doing me a favor just as I am doing you a favor with I will give you business. And, you know, that's a favor to you, but it's also a favor to me that I have the convenience of you showing up and taking time out of your day to be reasonably priced and have a smile on your face and have great conversation. So, like, I really enjoyed the whole experience. It was really nice. And we were, hold on one second, baby. And we were all just kind of having fun. And Izzy would like to interject. Yes, Izzy?
I love pizza.
What?
I love pizza.
You're a pizza? You are not a pizza. You're a goofy cat. She's so tired. And like it was raining most of the day, so like the low pressure storms were just all doing a number on everyone's heads, and it was just like not fun. But yeah, so we stopped by Georgetown. I transferred over some laundry. We got some bites on the road because like this was a bad mommy cat day, but you know what? Fed is best. And then we got stuff the Transformer. And then it occurred to me like in the midst of all this Tundra stuff, oh, by the way, for people that want to know, I really did get super grumpy with my husband cat because like he wanted to go back to the box in the woods because he's like, I want to go back at a reasonable hour. Gerbacatas, and I'll change my oil this weekend. And it's like, yeah, I'm sure you will, because like the Tundra's oil hasn't been changed since like the last time your dad did it. He had three quarts of oil in his truck. Ron was like, Miss Michelle, you really have to talk to your husband about his truck because he literally has 3 quarts of oil in his truck. And for those of you that may have a 2003 Toyota Tundra, when you Google it, because you don't have the book with you, because like the book's in Manassas, it says it's supposed to have like 5.5 to 6 quarts. So 3 quarts is not sufficient. Husband Cat, if you're watching this video, it is now your responsibility to put it on your calendar that you have to change your oil. And I don't even want to know what's going on with the transmission of the transfer case. Yes, Isabel.
Whenever I get Charlie his Baba, I was looking away from him, but then whenever I turned back, he was drinking his Baba and was in my face and was looking directly at my eyes.
Ah,
It
well,
was very funny.
I'm glad that you guys are having so much fun because Zena is like the only one that is quiet. She's peacefully sleeping like a 90-pound like sack of potatoes in the Transformer. She's my co-pilot and she's been really good. She always gets in here and she acts like she doesn't know what to do and she like sits up and she sits pretty and then she barks at people in the city and then once we hit the interstate she finally remembers how to lay down and then she's gonna pop back up again whenever we get close. And I still need to see Blue House Guy because the Harley Davidson motorcycle just magically popped back up again for sale. And I want to be like, hey dude, can I like have a business card? Like, is this a side gig? Is this a real gig? Do you need help with taxes? Can I, like, I do business consultation. Please help me maintain all these like reds and like the black motorcycle and the silver Tundra that like clearly needs another person to love it because like its grandfather has abandoned it and its father is like neglecting it and I have too many reds to be taking care of a silver. Okay, like I already have enough. I have a bunch of boxes, I have a medically complex son, I have a fiery unicorn, and you know,
I'm not a fire unicorn.
I'm kind of like maxed out. Okay, so what are you if you're not a fiery unicorn?
I'm a foo-foo unicorn.
You're a frou-frou unicorn. Okay.
I said foo-foo unicorn.
A poop? No. We're not gonna have potty mouth here. No. No poopies or nope. So you're just a unicorn that poops all over the place? That's what you want to be?
It was a joke.
Oh, okay. Oh, ha. It was so funny. See, we just amuse ourselves all day. That's what we do. Because I always have children, and then the rare times that I don't have children, husband Cat has children, and he's like, Makadas, when are you coming back? I don't know how you deal with these 2 children. And my children are great. Like, Charlie's a baby Hulk, except for the fact that Crazy Cat Lady today, whenever she was watching them, was like, I don't know what happened to him, but like, he's now climbing on chairs, and he can like get into the top drawer, and so the silverware is out, because he was trying to like take all the forks and all the little skewer stick things from whenever husband Cat barbecues and he does like shrimpies for me because he loves his meat. And I was just like laughing my butt off listening to her say like, she's like, he is so much. And I'm like, I know, but remember that he went down to the 2nd percentile and we were unsure on how well he would do because we were scared and we were talking about tubes and like J tubes and stomach tubes and breathing tubes and trachs and all this other stuff. And so you know what? If this little boy is all cuckoo crazy and he is sitting back there like slamming his foot around because he's like, how dare you keep me captive in this car seat, mommy? I am so over this. I need to like run around and make some poops and I need to go nights because, you know, it is past his bedtime. You know what? He deserves that because this child has literally seen more doctors than most people see in a lifetime within his first few months and then continuing until like a month and a half or until like a month ago. So he can get into whatever kind of craziness he wants. And like people are starting to get grumpy with me because we used to keep him in a solid little bubble because he was so fragile. He was so medically fragile. And then he, you know, started getting a little bit better. Mommy started working on her health stuff. And then all of a sudden he's like, nope, I'm going to start having seizures. And nope, I'm probably going to, like, I'm not going to be able to urinate. And no, we're going to have to go to all these hospitals and do all this crazy stuff. And you're going to, like, almost have a nervous breakdown because you're so worried about me because how dare you actually think about anybody besides, like, me, the little baby. And then then we just like changed his diet, and we have more specialists that are going to check him out, and we have more tests that we have to do. And guess what? He is now a dirty, stinky little boy that is trying to get into every single thing he possibly can, and he is building up his little baby Hulk strength. And it's dietary changes, it's lifestyle changes. Poppy came and helped us because like mommy was really having a hard time, and daddy was having a hard time, and Charlie was having a hard time, and we needed another person because like daddy had to go back to work, and mommy was just like, oh my goodness, I have no idea what to do. And Poppy came in and he's like, you know, I have some of these issues as like a grown up, so we're gonna do these things, and let's you know, get him on some of this, and let's do some of this, and like we're gonna exercise in this very specific way. And you know what? Poppy helped do a game change on baby Hulk, and Poppy was like, man, this little baby is like wearing me out. And now Charlie is just like, I'm fully woken up, I don't have any more things, even though he does still have things. He doesn't know that he's still medically complex, and he probably is like part of a syndrome. We have no idea just yet. We're gonna get there, we'll figure it out. But as of right now, baby Hulk is doing exceptionally well from like a few weeks ago, and we are super excited. And he's doing phenomenally well from like dropping down to the 2nd percentile and almost giving mommy like a nervous breakdown. So now that we are in the woodsy area that's like a roller coaster, because the hills go up and down, and then like it's, I don't know, if you are like a drifter person, this is your road, because minus the fact that like the woodland creatures try to just like run out in front of you, this is like we're going up, we were going up, and then we're still going up, and then it tells us to slow down, and then here's a sharp turn, because let's just throw some danger into our like drive through the woods, where we have to worry about the deer and the foxes and like the possum. I don't know if you guys have possums. I don't know if there's possums here. I think there are possums here. I know I think there's raccoons here too, but I don't know. I haven't really seen a raccoon. They have woodchucks. I didn't know what that was. Like, it's like a weird looking nutri-rat thing. Like, I don't know, as a southerner being up here, and I understand, you know, this is Virginia, but like as a southerner, like I had never seen whatever those things were. And then they have like beavers sometimes too. Like their creatures are very creaturous.
Beavers are weird because they basically live inside water.
Yes. I mean, they don't live in water like a fish, but they like to be in water. And they make dams, and they like to whack things with their tails, and they're kind of cute and kind of scary looking at the same time, and I have no idea if they're nice or they're mean, but yes.
Basically, how can they whack things with their tail?
That's why they have their tail. Their tail is like I don't know what their tail is called, but it's a flapper thing, and they use it to whack the mud and the sticks and stuff like that whenever they're making the dams. That's what they do.
A flapper?
I don't know what it's called. It's probably a flapper. It's probably like a flapper tail. And you have your brights on, and you're being a jerk. I don't have my brights on. I turned my brights off. Thank you. Sheesh. And like, every time I drive past this gas station, like there's a gas station on the left, and they have like extra lights, and their gas is so expensive. So expensive. But they remind me of like a southern gas station, because even though I've never been in there, it looks like they would have food. And like, if you're from the deep south, or like even the middle deep south, like you know that like the mom and pop gas station, she'll get the best fried chicken, or like those nasty little chicken liver things that are, or those, oh, what do they have, chicken livers and chicken hearts and gizzards and nasty stuff. I don't eat those things. I only eat the parts of the animal that are supposed to be eaten, and I disassociate that it's an animal. I can fish, but I can't like do the yucky stuff with the fish, because if I see it as a fish, I can't eat it as a fish. But I can catch you a fish. I just will not partake in eating the fish, because it'll make me feel like a murderer. My dad didn't catch me early enough with all that stuff, or he didn't train me early enough with all that. But anyways, that was a random side bit. So it does look like, you know, maybe they're more expensive because one, they're out in the middle of the woods, and two, they have food. I don't know. Watch it. I'm gonna walk in there, and they're gonna have like a bunch of they're gonna have like boiled peanuts or something. And then for some reason, this whole stretch, like they're used to getting people like running into their fences, because like of this whole roller coaster road thing, so people like wreck. And they have decided to like glam it up with so many lights that it's like, try to hit us now, You have like this sensory overload with lights and stimulus. So even if you're intoxicated and you're driving down the road, you're gonna stop and be like, oh look, it's like it's Christmas. I think it's a good strategy on keeping people from hitting your fence. I don't know, just random conversation in the woods while trying to go like 30 miles an hour, but like going down these super windy roads, which makes it feel like you're doing like 60 because these roads are really back windy roads. I don't understand why we don't make
What do you
roads a
mean by
little bit
shiny
more.
stuff?
Like all those lights that were on the left-hand side, like people put those in. They weren't there that long ago. It's because people keep hitting the fence over there. Like those two houses keep having their fences hit, and then there's another stretch where there's like two different white fences, and it's like as soon as they build their fence, then like somebody else hits it, and then one of the houses, like it's changed owners like 5 times in 5 years because people buy it and they're like, oh, this is a cute little house, we really like it, and then they're like, oh man, somebody hit our fence, and then it's like, oh man, we just fixed our fence and somebody hit it again. Oh man, how many times are people gonna hit my fence? Oh man, is that why people keep buying this house and selling this house? Oh man, you know what? I'm selling this house. I'm tired of fixing this fence. I feel like that's what happens. I feel like, oops, I feel like I almost missed a turn. Because I'm like talking about fences. Alrighty, there we go. We turn, and I've already seen 2 foxes run across the road, and I've sort of woken up Xena. That's what all that chiming noise is. I also got husband cat a little present today. I got him a dog tag. It's not like a dog tag like Xena's. Like Xena's is legitimately looks like a dog tag, but real original Xena, no offense, Xena 2.0. Original Xena had Xena. This Xena is Xena 2.0. This is my second Xena. So original Xena's dog tag is actually straight off of the base at one of those little places where they like do the ribbon stuff and they make the dog tags. So Xena, original Xena, had a legitimate Marine Corps dog tag and it said K9 and all that stuff. And I think I put that on Xena 2.0's thing, but I forgot to do it with Gabby. And so like original Xena's dog tags had it where my phone number was where the social was supposed to be, because you know they used to do that. They used to have the social on the dog tags. Now they have like a something else. Yeah, I'm showing part of my age there. And then where it says blood type, it said K9, and like I don't know, I made it all cute and fanciful. But it was all her information because you know she was a Marine Devil Dog. She was, even though she was mine, and like. She was partially raised by a Marine, but like the Marine that wanted to buy her and like train her and stuff, he like abandoned her and she became my dog.
What do you mean by a Marine Devil Dog?
It's an expression. Yeah, it's an expression for stuff. But yeah, I mean, her like pretend daddy was also a Marine. That was Bruce, because like Bruce would come over and like run with her and take her on walks, and then when he got a puppy, then he'd take both of them. So like Xena was like his first child dog, and I was perfectly fine with her having a good father role model, because she's like, can I come over at lunch and like run Xena? And like he would take her on the weekends because he knew that our house was open. And I was like, take the dog, she needs to run, she's like getting fat. And so he did all that stuff. He was a good daddy dog. That's what he did with Xena. And it was really rough because like when she passed away, he was there. Like we weren't in Hawaii anymore, but he was in Mississippi. We were both at work, and he was the one that ceremoniously put her in the vehicle whenever we had to take her to the vet and like do the necropsy. And we were both very upset about that because like, you know, like we weren't, you know, anything besides friends, but like he was like her paternal role model. He was the person that took her on runs and stuff, and it was really hard for both of us. Which case, you know, Bruce, if you happen upon these videos, what happened to Kona? Like you had Kona, and then Kona just like didn't make his way. I remember that he busted through your fence because he was a meathead, but like I don't remember what happened outside of that. And I remember you wouldn't go and get him, you know, snipped for some reason. Sir, I don't know why you didn't do that, even though I like totally stated a case on why you should do that. But yeah, you're gonna have to like catch up with me and tell me what happened with Kona, because now I'm all confused. Because I remember pictures of Kona and I remember him just like plowing through your fence. He was such a meathead. You didn't know how to train him. I hope your new dog, I hope that dog that you send to like puppy daycare, I hope that you actually like trained him and not like let him run your life like Kona. I don't know. You're a little bit more grown up now. Maybe you're a better like strict dog daddy dog. How about that? Anyways, so yeah, like if you guys are in the car with me and I'm just like this rambling person, I'll just tell you about whatever stuff. But we had a fanciful day. We had lots of things going on. And we also did take pictures of Miss Mary's medication because I need to update Anna with Elder Plus and say, hey Anna, this is where we're at. This is what we have going on. Also, oh my goodness, you guys missed out on a video, well, a few videos, because when I got to Patterson, my white door was broken off the hinges. So I had to fix it. So like, I was up until like 3:30 in the morning fixing doors. So I had to like fix the door because it was literally off the hinges. And then the black door is fine, but it's like super old. It's like circa 1900. And it has plexiglass instead of glass. At some point I'll change out the doors. It's just not a priority. I got way too many things going on. And then was the other stuff. Oh, and then I had to like change out the locks for the doors to make it where like houses match with keys and stuff. And then I had to do the back doors, and then I had to do the storage area or the bathroom area, whatever. And then like my refrigerator's messed up. So, you know, Miss Mary has her little refrigerator and I have a little refrigerator, but my big like $4,000 refrigerator is having issues again. So you guys are gonna get some videos on that, probably. And then I had to help Crazy Cat Lady bathe some cats. Not today, but like, I don't know, the other day. It's been a lot. And I just like, I was just so caught up in just trying to get as much done as I possibly could that you guys pretty much just got like little teeny tiny snippets. And I went to AutoZone. I had to buy a bunch of oil and like had good conversation there. So I mean, I've been busy. I did tell you guys about that person that I saw at Dingo's house that was looking for a place, but they never texted me. So I don't know. They might not be looking for a place that hard, but they were looking for a 2-bedroom place. I remember that. But like I'm not gonna call people because I don't have any houses ready right now. I have too many houses that are just staring at me. And well, that's good. He just wanted to hear Mommy ramble. And I'm hoping that once we get to Manassas, because we're almost there, that I will fall asleep. I know Kitten will fall asleep, and Charlie is now asleep because he's super duper exhausted. That motorcycle at Blue House, guys, even though it's dark, it's still out there. So I need to talk to Blue House guy. But otherwise, that's pretty much you guys' update. And I'll try to do better tomorrow. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.